Hello viewers and welcome to my new video. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about using headphones versus using studio monitors. What actually inspired me to make this video today is the fact that I've recently been challenged by my uncle Jacek, who watches these videos, and he effectively commented on my recent video on mastering, saying that I should definitely be using studio monitors, as he noticed that I was mixing and mastering all on headphones. I agree with him, but it's always down to quite a few factors. So it's obviously down to your budget, it's what you're working with, and what your actual studio looks like and what your setup is like, and things like that. So yes, I have been up to now just working with headphones. My headphones that I use is a pair of these Presonus HD7 studio headphones, and basically these are studio headphones, and the reason why they are studio headphones as opposed to just your normal headphones that you would listen your music on is because the way they're designed is they're supposed to be neutral in terms of the EQ response. Okay, so effectively you get like sort of like what they call a flat EQ, right? So nothing is boosted, nothing is cut. You should just hear, basically whatever you're doing in your DAW with your mixes, you just kind of hear it as they are, without any extra enhancement or cut. And also because my studio is relatively small, and I have been recording everything sort of straight into the computer through my audio interface. So for example, all my bass that I've been recording and my guitar I record from my direct box from my Hughes and Kettner head. I haven't actually needed to hear anything other than through my headphones, especially whilst recording, other than the vocals. Obviously, when I record vocals, then I obviously can hear myself through headphones, but also when I'm actually producing the sound, with my voice. So Jacek inspired me to look into this a bit more in depth. What I also wanted to say is that I've been building my studio gradually, so I've been buying more and more items, and actually these videos that I do here, I really hope that they will inspire many of you who want to start their own home recording, that you want to work on your own music in your own little home studios, that you can basically follow my journey and then understand what I'm doing and how I've got where I've got. And like I explained in some of my other videos, sometimes you have to work with what you've got. If you don't have everything straight away, then you need to kind of make do with what you've got, and that's exactly what I've been doing. I haven't actually purchased studio monitors just as yet, but I'm actually hoping to get a pair very soon. Probably for Christmas, maybe that will sort of become like a Christmas present for me. But effectively, I haven't yet purchased them, and everything I've been doing is through these Presonus headphones. So today I decided to look more closely at the differences between headphones and studio monitors, and why in theory at least you should strive to use both for both mixing and mastering. And secondly, I would like to explain to you and tell you how I deal with the lack of studio monitors to ensure that my mixes actually sound good, and I'm not being cheated through my headphones, because that is a bit of a danger. That when you just listen to your tracks on just one audio source, that might kind of mislead you somehow. So that's what I'm gonna cover in this video today. When I was researching my material for this video today, after Jacek messaged me, I found a guy called Thomas Leipold, who makes his own music, and he produces his own tracks for various different things such as video games and so on and so forth. And he has written a very interesting article on comparing headphones with studio monitors. So I thought that I would use this article, and I'm going to leave the link to it in the description under my video so you can actually read it. I'm just going to give you the information that I think is really relevant here. The first thing that he's actually talking about is about room treatment, okay? So what he's saying is that unless your room is actually treated, then the studio monitors will not work as well. So actually that might be a bit of a, throwing your money away. And he sort of recommends to have your room acoustically treated in the first place. Now what I'm going to tell you is, because like I explained earlier, I haven't had to record anything sort of directly. I've not been miking anything up. I've been recording everything directly through my DAW. I have been fine with just using headphones when recording, for example. So my room, actually, to be honest, this little studio that I use here for making these videos and all my songs at the moment, it's just a very small space, and it's actually part of a room, really. So I haven't had it sort of acoustically treated, other than there's pieces of furniture in the room, which provide tampering, I suppose, for the sound, bouncing off walls and things like that. But I haven't specifically treated this space in which I record. So maybe that's something that I would have to do. However, I believe that there are certain studio monitors that can overcome this barrier. But maybe I will do another video on that later on as well. Second thing that Thomas is talking about in his article is the fact that when using headphones, you will be misled when it comes to your stereo image, to your stereo space, and in terms of panning. So what he's effectively saying is that when using headphones, the spatial sort of widening will appear more condensed, I suppose, to your ears. Whilst panning things left and right, it may appear to you when you are listening to the track in the headphones that things are a lot wider or panned wider than they actually are. So what Thomas is recommending here is, when you do it on studio monitors, effectively that gives you like a truer representation of the spatial widening or stereo image, if you like. Thomas is also talking about volume adjustment. So what he's saying effectively is, when you use headphones, you may adjust your volume a little bit too much. Okay, so what he's saying is, when he listens to stuff on studio monitors, some of these jumps in volume that maybe he did whilst using headphones will be too great, effectively. So he will have to sort of turn things down when listening to things on studio monitors. So that's another thing that he's sort of saying, when it's actually better or more recommended to use studio monitors rather than headphones. One thing that he says about the sort of superiority of headphones over studio monitors is when you actually want to listen to fine details, okay? So what he's saying effectively is that when you listen to your music on studio monitors, you will not be able to hear all these fine details. So you will be able to hear really well the whole mix, but when it comes to actually fine-tuning, it's best to actually use headphones for that, So if you just want to kind of adjust things only very slightly and you want to hear everything that is going on in your mix, it's better to use studio headphones. Moving on and into my own experience of using only headphones, the way that I overcome this issue about currently not having studio monitors is that the way I do it is, firstly I will mix through my headphones, and I will get my mixes to a point where I'm really happy with them through what I can hear on the headphones. However, I never just listen to my tracks in isolation. So I would pick, say, 2 or 3 reference tracks. The key here is to listen to these tracks through the same channel as you would listen to your own mix. So exactly that, using the same pair of headphones. So what I do is, for example, I do my mix and then I would play my reference track using the same pair of headphones. So effectively that allows me to analyze the sound through the coming from the same through the same source. Now, so this is what I do whilst mixing or mastering, and then what I do after that as well is to make sure that actually I am not being misled by my headphones. What I will do then is I will listen to my to these tracks on my stereo sound system. So effectively I've got sort of large speakers with that, and this is how I listen to music sort of on a daily basis. So what I would do is then I would play my mix or my master through that stereo system, and then I would also compare it again to those reference tracks. So everything that I do when I listen to a different system, when I listen to it on a different system, I compare it against those reference tracks as I go along. So this is what I do. I listen to it on that stereo system that I use for listening to music daily. The next thing that I would do is actually put a pair of headphones, different headphones, not the studio headphones. For example, you know, I would put the track on my phone, and then I would plug in a pair of regular headphones that I would normally listen to music with, and again, then I would listen to my track through those headphones, and actually again compare it against those reference tracks, those commercially released tracks, to ensure that my levels, you know, my panning, whatever that might be, it sounds comparable. It's not kind of miles away from those reference tracks, and kind of trying to hit that sweet spot. And the third thing that I would use, and obviously you can use as many as, and you know, the more the better here actually. But the third thing that I would use is go in my car and effectively listen to those tracks in my car. So again, through car speakers, ensuring that, you know, again, my track sounds leveled, you know, nicely balanced, and everything is working really well. And again, comparing this against the reference tracks. So that is my recipe for dealing with the fact that I currently do not have studio monitors. So I hope that you will take something away from this video, and in your own work, in your own studio. Like I said, I'm intending on buying a pair of studio monitors relatively soon, and then I will still sort of listen to my mixes and to my masters on those, just to make sure, you know, that I've not missed anything, that I've not missed a trick here. At the moment, I'm really happy. You probably have seen my short video in which I announced that I finished my masters, and that is true. I am really happy in terms of the, you know, all the sources that I listen to these tracks on. But you know, I will compare once I've got the studio monitors. But like I said, if you don't have a pair of them, and maybe that might be a bit too much of a spending right now for you, or they may be a bit too expensive, and all you've got is a pair of headphones, don't despair. Just make sure that you compare these tracks that you mix or master on various stereo sound systems, basically. So that will give you a good representation and a good idea of where you are. Please let me know in the comments below what experiences you have had with either headphones or studio monitors, or both. And I would actually really appreciate any recommendations as well. If you are using a particular pair of studio monitors, if you could recommend something to me, so maybe I can check some videos when people test them. Jacek has already recommended me a pair as well, so I'm gonna be looking into that also. Thank you very much for watching, and As always, please subscribe to my channel because it really helps me grow and develop it to kind of get to more people. So the more subscribers I get, the more people the YouTube algorithm sort of recommends my videos to. And I'll see you next time.